Hey, you guys. I just wanted to talk for a couple minutes. I'm going to keep this video pretty short. This is more about grieving the loss of a toxic relationship. There are a lot of different types of grief, okay? Obviously, when someone passes away or when you're going through a divorce or a breakup, those are all painful too. I mean, really painful. A normal breakup. But what I'm referring to in this video is a breakup with a toxic individual who wasn't good to you, who didn't really treat you very well, who took you for granted or betrayed you somehow, who sabotaged your relationship, who you may have tried everything to get it to work, and it has come to an end. Whether you finally had to leave them alone or whether they left you, it's still a part of it, and yes, you will grieve. It's painful enough when two very mature, emotionally intelligent people sit down and say, look, we've outgrown each other, or we've fallen out of love, or we need to take a break, or whatever the case. It's painful enough, to go through something like that, depending on where you're at in that relationship. Sometimes people really just do fall out of love. Sometimes the other one's still in love. It's going to be more painful on the one that's not initiating the breakup. It just really all depends. Okay, all that's painful enough when you are two people that can communicate very clearly and healthily on a mature level, and you have enough emotional intelligence and love and respect for one another that you will sit down eye to eye and you will tell the honest truth. You'll have that much concern and love and respect for that party to at least tell the truth and say, look, this is how I feel. I've got to go. I've loved you all this time. These are my feelings now. I want you to be happy, and it's not going to be healthy if I keep staying, whatever. Communicate with each other. And you know what? I have a lot more respect for people like that. Even if they broke my heart, and I've had people do it. I've been on all sides of the spectrum. I've been married twice, divorced twice in my late teens, early 20s. I've had several significant relationships in my life, dating casually for years, lived on my own for years. I've been on all sides of the spectrum. I have had my heart broken. I have been rejected. I've been cheated on. And in my early years, I did some of that to people as well. Ghosting them, not knowing how to deal with things properly, too many people at once, all kinds of shit going on, young people brain, immaturity, emotional immaturity, high narcissism back then. I came from a dysfunctional and toxic, abusive family. I had a lot to work on. Okay, so I've been on all sides of the coin. I've seen it from all perspectives and felt it from all perspectives. So yeah, it's painful enough to separate from someone that you've spent a lot of meaningful time in your life with. And, but I respect people a lot more if they just tell me straight up, even if it hurts, even if it crushes my heart. That's where emotional maturity comes in. I had a guy that, and I've had people I've had to sit down and be that honest with as well. But that just basically starts to come naturally to you once you start to become emotionally mature. You don't play stupid little games. You just tell it like it is. And you try to have as much compassion as you can while telling it like it is. But there are people that are they just can't. But I had a guy one time, that I was really in love with this dude. I dated him for a lot of years off and on, but he didn't want a commitment. And he was honest about that most of the time. And I got used to that life. And we were involved for a lot of years, back and forth. We saw each other here and there. Not committed, though. Not living together or anything like that. But, he would just tell me honestly, straight up, I don't want a girlfriend. You're not. As bad as you want to be it, you're not. And that shit hurt. Oh, it stung. It hurt. I felt like he kept me at a distance anyway. We didn't get a chance to get really close and really intimate. And when I say intimate, I don't mean sexually intimate, because yes, we had sex. I mean, we didn't have a chance to be really lovey-dovey, sit on the couch, hold hands, watch movies, cuddle, play little games together, just real intimacy, real bonding on that level. We didn't ever get to have that, even though we dated for a long number of years. And we did become best friends. I considered him a best friend. We had a lot of the same sense of humor, a lot of the same interests and passions. This was my homie. And I respected our friendship. That is what I valued more than being his girlfriend. So ultimately, I came out of it with a higher respect for him. His honesty, even though he hurt me and even though he was a jerk a few times. And he did lie to me a few times here and there, but ultimately he would always come out of it and tell the truth, and just, he had that about him, that even if he was a jerk or not, and he had some highly narcissistic ways, but I respected that honesty, and he was honest. He was not trying to trap me up, keep me manipulated. He did it a few times, but he grew out of that. I saw that growth, and I appreciated that. That's what it takes, though. He was a person that would keep reading, keep studying, keep working on himself, keep growing in his emotional and spiritual life. That is how you outgrow a lot of that high fucking narcissism. And you bring that ego on down a touch. That I'm so desperate to preserve my own self-preservation that I'm going to step on everybody in my path and jerk them around and say whatever I have to say to get my ego fed and get my way. There's a lot of people out there doing that shit to people. All right, but anyway, I respect it a lot more, even if it stabs me right in the heart, for you to sit me down and tell me up front, or as quickly as you can, I'm not into you. You're not the one. I'm out. I'm not in love with you. I don't want a girlfriend. Whatever it is you need to tell me, tell me. I don't want a settled down life. I don't want a commitment. Whatever it is, tell me. Fuck yes, I'm going to get mad. I'm going to cry. I'm going to hurt. It meant a lot to me. And I was very upset over that particular situation. However, I was emotionally mature enough to not become vindictive. See, there's a lot of people out there that are like toddlers in their emotional maturity, and they will become vindictive when you tell them the truth instead of admiring you and being a true and authentic person and accepting it for what it is. This person just told me they're not into me, not on that level, but I'm going to keep what I have with them because the friendship means that much to me. I enjoy their company, great sense of humor. I learn a lot from this person. We have good times. So why would I become vindictive? Well, I didn't get what I wanted. I'm going to go do something bad to you. Watch this. Yeah, I got involved with someone with that mentality later on. Anyway, a person with a good sense of emotional intelligence, they will get upset about it like any normal human. They might cry, they might get angry, they might be heartbroken, whatever for a while. But ultimately, they will respect you for being honest, for sparing their feelings, for not twisting them around and trying to trap them and lie to them and cheat on them and play games with them. Dumb fuckery. Don't do it. Period. It shows that you're a weak, helpless little fuck when you play games like that. A little poser ass. I respect it when people just say what's up. Just say what's up. And those are the kind of people that I will still remain friendly with. Because they did not try to trap me, insult my fucking intelligence, take advantage of me just because they could. Oh, yeah, there were the days when I would let people get away with shit like that. You live and you learn. But, you will grieve, though, the loss of something very toxic, whether they were good to you or not. Anytime you spent meaningful time with someone, a lot of energy with someone, there was good with the bad, too. Okay? Moving forward. Just because your relationship might have been toxic, or they didn't treat you very well, it didn't mean that that went on 24 hours a day. There are always good things within the bad. There are always little bitty things that you look back and you remember, and you think to yourself, wow, I can't believe that's gone. So no matter how somebody treated you, your love for them was very real. It was very beautiful. It was very meaningful. And in a way, I look back and I go, well, I'm thankful that I could love someone that deeply. Because prior to him, I didn't know if I would ever be able to really open myself that fully again. But I just want you guys to know, it's normal if you feel insane, if you feel confused, if you are actually ashamed. Like, oh my God, everybody knows this was a bad situation. Everybody knows that we were toxic for each other, that things went badly, and people, you feel like a fool in a way because you were continuing to put love and energy and continuing to try to be solid for a person that wasn't being solid for you. Whatever it was they did to you, whether they had a drug addiction or they were cheating or they were emotionally unavailable or a liar, whatever it was, you kind of feel like a fool and you think, you think to yourself that you should feel happy, that you should actually be glad to be away from them, that you should feel happy and free after all they did to you, after what your life ended up like, after getting with them, and after being in their energy field, what you allowed your life to end up like because of them and their actions, how they lived. But sometimes things don't match up. You don't feel what you're supposed to feel. You don't feel what people tell you you should feel. And I kept telling him that. I said, I never feel happy to be away from you. I never feel that feeling like I got with other people in the past. Like, yes, I got so used to living on my own that I didn't like getting tied up too closely with people. It would get on my nerves, or I just didn't do that coupled up thing very much. But I knew one day I would like to have that again. And I would love to, that I knew that was something that was missing from my life, that I had become very strong for years and very independent and very withdrawn and kind of hardcore as far as dating. Like, cool, we can hang out, we can do what we do, and then you got to go home and I got to go. Talk to you sometime. I had gotten that way. Nope, we're not hanging out tonight. No, we're not hanging out tomorrow. Nope. I had gotten to where I was really weird about spending time with somebody. And I would have people over sometimes and just be like, damn. No offense or anything, but it was just, I had so much creativity in my head. I had so many things that I worked on at home, on my own, in my own life. I wasn't one of those people that was dependent upon other humans for entertainment. And I would literally be hanging out, and a lot of times I would just be like, okay, this is enough. I've been hanging out for an hour. I'm ready for them to go. I'm kind of ready to get back to my own thoughts and my projects and do my own thing. Yeah, people did kind of bore me in a way. Other than if I'm in the mood to go out on a date. Like, I just was not in committed relationship mind frame for a long time prior to my last relationship. I knew that, maybe one day I would be again for the right person. It would have to absolutely be the right energy. Someone that could be compatible and someone that just complemented my life. That, that hopefully I would never again have to give up my identity. I wouldn't have to take parts of myself away and suffer to be with them. Just someone who fits nicely into the frequency. That's what you want in a relationship. They fit and they can walk parallel with you through life, enjoy each other's energy and company, and you complement each other's lives. You don't take away from each other's lives. You don't unbalance each other's lives. You support each other in a non-draining way, and you share love and good times, and that's that. You may go through some hardships together, whatever, what have you. You support each other if times get rough or if somebody gets sick. And that's cool because you have somebody that cares about you that can be there in those times. But what you do not do is think that you are allowed to have all that service before you've earned it. You don't just go out and choose somebody based on those qualifications. Oh, I'm going to start dating this person because I want somebody to cook my meals, and I want somebody to wash my clothes, and I want somebody to be there for me when I'm sick. And that's your agenda right up front. And you start putting them into that service role right up front. And you got a lot too. You got a lot for them. No. You take yourself off the dating market, okay? Scratch yourself out. Dismiss yourself. You don't even need to be dating. You're not ready. You got it backwards. That's not why we get involved with people, okay? Not at first. Now, those types of things come as a reward. That's right. If you pass all the tests, if you are an honest, loyal, loving, decent person for that person's life, and you have proven yourself through getting to know them that you are consistent in your behavior, you're a solid human being, you have some integrity and some compassion, and you are really their match. You really do love and care for them, and you really are loyal and consistent with that. Then once they know that you can be trusted like that, and they see your appreciation, they see the value that you have for yourself and for them, that's when it's okay to do each other favors like that. To start being there for them a little bit more if they need it, yada, yada, yada. But a really respectful human being will never, ever try to put too much on you. See, I knew all this. I knew all these things. I knew what was healthy when I went into my last relationship and he started piling all that bullshit on my life. That I knew every single shit-sucking little drop of it was bullshit and it was wrong. Not healthy. I knew exactly what level I needed to be on. And his was a whole different twist. It's basically an alcoholic looking for an enabler, looking for someone to control, coming from dysfunction and chaos, and wanting to drag my life down in it. He always had an argument for every healthy philosophy that I would assert. Even though he agreed to be in a healthy partnership and he agreed that he wanted to learn and grow and work on things, it was a lie. And he always had an ulterior plan, a motive, a spin that he was going to put on. Just completely rebellious. Nothing but fucking contempt for every healthy balance that I wanted to keep. I don't know. And I'm so fed up with myself. You're going to have a lot of emotions when you lose a toxic relationship. You're going to be so angry with yourself that you let somebody do that to you. Especially looking at a lot of their lives were already fucked up. That you let somebody do that shit to you. You're going to be angry with yourself. You're going to be angry with them. You're going to be depressed. And yes, you're going to feel grief and sorrow and low self-esteem. And you have to give yourself time to feel those things.